You get a promotion, start walking with a little more confidence, or finally adopt that new routine. And almost immediately, the atmosphere around you changes. You walk into a room and conversations mysteriously die. Close friends start offering backhanded compliments. Your first instinct is to freeze and start replaying every interaction. You obsess over what you might have done wrong to make them pull away, assuming your own flaws caused the rift. But there is a hidden dynamic at play here. Their sudden coldness often serves as a painful, involuntary confession of their own buried desires. To decode this behavior, we have to look through the lens of the 19th century philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. He looked through the mask of social politeness to expose the hidden mechanics of human envy. When people judge or mock you, they aim to induce self-doubt. Once you learn to decode their criticism, you can decouple your self-worth from their reaction, viewing their hostility as psychological data rather than a personal verdict. Let's start with one of Nietzsche's most uncomfortable truths. The person who actively attacks you is often the very person who secretly envies you. For the critic, open admiration is psychologically dangerous. It requires them to admit that you have achieved a level of discipline and freedom that they currently lack. This chart visualizes the economy of effort. Real self-growth requires massive energy, while dragging someone down takes almost zero effort. Nietzsche argues this verbal mockery expresses the critic's unfulfilled ambitions. The attack is tethered to their own stagnation. Every unprovoked attack and every backhanded compliment reveals a tethered internal struggle. They want what you have, but they believe they are forbidden from obtaining it. This leads us directly into the concept of projection, the mechanism where individuals cast their deepest, hidden insecurities onto the people around them. Nietzsche diagnosed this through what he called the herd mentality. The collective finds comfort in mediocrity. There is an unspoken social contract that demands everyone stays exactly the same and actively punishes anyone who steps out of line. When you start living authentically, you break that contract. Your existence becomes a mirror, reflecting the exact suppressed anxieties the herd is trying to avoid. You can see this projection happen in real time. Someone accusing you of arrogance is often battling their own sense of inferiority. Those who belittle your emotional honesty are frequently locked in a war with their own suppressed feelings. They deploy gossip, judgment, and exclusion as active weapons. The objective is to make you shrink and conform, ensuring they are not forced to confront the prospect of their own growth. Their hostility is a reaction to the way your freedom forces them to remember the specific dreams they abandoned to fit in. When you face these targeted attacks, your ego sets a dangerous trap. Your immediate burning desire is to fight back, argue your case, and prove the critic wrong. Nietzsche offers a sharp warning about this exact moment. The second you engage in an emotional battle with a critic, you have surrendered your psychological power to them. If they can provoke you, they control you. The solution is found in Nietzsche's concept of the Übermensch, or the superior individual. Moving through the world as an Übermensch is not about crushing your enemies in loud arguments. It is about emotional mastery and quiet observation. When the insults come, look past the rigid mask of their arrogance. If you observe closely enough, you will see a scared, guilty child hiding underneath. This is where you deploy strategic silence. By remaining unbothered, you create a psychological tension that the critic cannot process, neutralizing the provocation and maintaining your emotional focus. The next time you walk into a room and the conversation abruptly stops, do not shrink to make their shadows more comfortable. Recognize that silence as evidence that you have moved beyond the requirements of the herd and are walking a path of independent power.